Hello, and thank you for tuning into Fortune Forecast channel. I am Daisy, and you are visiting my daily tarot reading playlist where I interpret messages for all of us in the area of money, relationship, career, and well-being. So thank you. If you're new, welcome, and if you are a Fortune Forecast subscriber, welcome back. I'll give this a little whirl here, and keep in mind, this is a general reading. Some of this may resonate and some of them may not. Let's leave what does not on the table for those that need that message today. Awesome. Let's get started. Money. What is Spirit revealing about money? Okay, so we talk about the High Priestess, and I'd love to say that this is a positive card. But definitely, if you are in the stock market and you're trading, this is an indication that you definitely need to follow your gut today, and follow your intuition. There could be some gains, but the gains, I'm getting a message that the gains are going to be really early, and I'm sensing that this could be as early as pre-market activity. So I don't have any much more to say about that, but definitely this is about trusting your gut. Sometimes you have information out there and it's not the information that you need to know. It's manipulated information. On the other hand, in general, when it comes to money, this message is about following your intuition, making some wise investments, some wise choices with your money, and actually not just jumping the gun. There may be opportunities for you to invest, and I'm getting a message that you need to double check things. As good as it looks, as good as these offers look, you're going to need to follow your intuition on this, okay? The fact that it came up is a good indication. The thing is that you need to trust your intuition. Sometimes you make a move or you buy into something and then you want to have that buyer's remorse. I'm getting a message to tell you that don't worry about it. Just be happy with your purchase. Be happy with what you've invested in. It's going to be okay. It's going to be good. Relationship. Okay, I think we had this yesterday or so, but it came in the career. So it's interesting because it's in the Five of Cups, it's in the relationship house. So one of the things that we want to look at here is that things aren't as bad as they were originally. Some things did happen that were blown out of proportion. The good news is that now you can move forward, and the situation is not as bad as it was before, even though you do have a feeling that the relationship may be at a kind of a place where there's no growth and you're feeling a little bit discouraged. The good news, because it's upside down, there is hope. There is some sense of hope. If you lighten up a little bit, that's why we're having this blue here, and it's also communicating, your feelings. If you do that, you can come back to some sense of grounding. I usually see this card as a negative card when it comes on right side up. So the things that you were looking at now, you can see them from a different point of view, and seeing them from that different point of view has allowed you to see that from a different perspective and see that it really wasn't as bad as it sounded. Sometimes people say things and then they regret it because it just didn't come. It's like the passion of that moment. Well, today, guess what? It's not as bad. And being able to see things from that new perspective allows you to create a new dimension in the relationship, and kind of know a little bit more about that other person and the dynamic. So that, in that sense, you can grow from that. Believe it or not, you can grow from that, and that's a good thing. So what was a disappointment really turned out to be just a conversation. Now I get to know a little bit more about that. I didn't know that about you. That's how you learn about each other. When these situations happen where you can talk about it, and the talking is what's most important, the talking. So you learn something about the other person that you didn't know. That's a good thing. Come on, imagine. Even with your own siblings, you don't know everything. Let's look at career. Career. Okay, so I could tell you one thing that's popping up without me even really thinking, and I'm getting this vibe, is that if you're unhappy with this thing, this career that you're at, your job, you're not putting everything into it. You're not using all of your ability, all of your skills. So some of it is self created. You're not giving 100% to this job, and maybe because you feel like, well, maybe I could be getting so much more money, or I could be in a different position, because you feel that what you're doing is beneath you. And I will tell you from personal experience that mindset might be hurting you, and it might be a wake-up call. That's why you're where you're at. A wake-up call to ask yourself, am I really giving everything here? Am I deserving of a bigger title or a pay raise? And if I am, well, I better go tell the boss and be ready for whatever they may tell you. Because if you're working for someone and they want a certain type of performance, and maybe you're not giving that performance. So this is a really tough card, and I'm getting a pain in the neck by sharing that information, but sometimes we need to be told certain things. And one thing I learned a long time ago is that when you develop skills, it's way better than wages, because when you have selling skills and communication skills and skills that you get from trade, that you can only get from, if you're a plumber, or if you're a person that's just soldering, and a roofer, and you're really good at that. These jobs are not beneath you. Become the best at what you do, and you can command the price and authority, and the work will just, the referrals, they'll just keep coming. Let's look at well-being. Well-being. Okay, if I didn't know any better, I think this was the same card we got yesterday. I'm not sure, but health is coming up. Well-being is not so good, and this being in the Swords family, interesting, because now we have this being repeated, the number 5 twice here in relationship and well-being. So now I could tell you that you're allowing something in the relationship to affect you, and you're thinking about it so much that you're owning it into your being. So here we have this theme twice being repeated. So usually that's how this works. So for the day, you are allowing whatever was happening in your relationship to affect you in your physical being. So one of the things I would say is, now that you know that, what are you going to do about it? Now that you know that, What are you going to do about it? Are you going to give this person so much power that it's going to affect you? Or are you just going to say, you know what? I know that. I'm just going to take care of myself. I'm going to take care of my mindset. And I'm not, going to let this beat me up. So that's a good thing is, to go ahead and don't let the situation take you down. Okay? Physically, mentally, emotionally. Because we'll carry that into our bodies, and we don't want to do that. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to go back to this beautiful messages from our animal spirit guides and see what we get. I think I'll pull it from down here. I think it's even stuck to itself. This one here. Ooh. Oh, the meerkat. Really? A little funny looking guy. Get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. And that is the message. And I could see that coming in here because I think, if I'm not mistaken, if we go back 3 days, we've had the money area was good, but then the relationship, the health, our physical being, and the career have been out of whack. So you may want to surround yourself with people that help you. And I do want to say, it says here, of like-minded friends. Sometimes, we want to get that support. So just be careful that the friends are not going to drag you down, but that they're going to be part of the health and the recovery, and that want to move forward and not just bring you back into that pity party that life is bad and nothing's going to work out, and more of the people that really celebrate you and want to see you in that happy place, that want to see you in good relationships, want to see you with good careers, and want to see you just looking great and feeling wonderful. Okay, my friends, there you have it. A lot of work for us. I feel like this last week has been a week of wow. We need to find out how to regain balance in our lives, and there's a lot happening in the world, and we need to master our own little world so that we can, become part of the global healing and not part of the global disaster that's happening around. So I hope that the messages have helped you, and that they can bring value to you, and that you can do good things for yourself. Thank you, my friends. If you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel, and hope to see you back tomorrow. Take care.